Hi guys, welcome. So today we're going to be talking about a new line of products. This is Newu. So these just came out. They are from Diamond Protech, and Diamond Protech has made coatings for a while. So Body 36 I've tested, their wheel coating I've tested. I actually have their glass coating. Those they sent me for free for testing. These I actually purchased with my own money. These are their maintenance line of products. So they have a multi-surface concentrate, which is like an APC. Looks like this, comes in a 1 liter bottle. They give you dilutions of 1:1 all the way to 1:30, depending on the application. They have a ready to use version of that product, which is right here in a 500 ml bottle. And this is mixed up at 1:4, which is like their wheel slash engine mix, exterior, pre-wash, and light wheel cleaning. Obviously like 1:1, you can do wheels with the concentrate. Dissolve is like a mineral remover for coated cars. It's designed to be a, coating safe, highly effective mineral remover. Safely removes water spots and mineral deposits from paint and glass without damaging your existing coating. So that's supposed to be like a mineral remover, water spot remover, that type of product. So if you think of like the DIY detail method where they're using a water spot remover to kind of bring back a coating, that's what it's supposed to be for. Diamond Revive is a shampoo specifically designed to unclog and restore hydrophobic properties of a coating. So again, it's like a demineralization shampoo or a wash that's designed to help to unclog your coating. Coat Care shampoo is designed to enhance and work with an existing nano diamond coating. QD, which is a quick detailer. We're gonna test these out on my white Mercedes. Part of that is because, well, that car needs to be washed. And part of that is because that is the only car that I have right now that has a nano diamond coating. So when I did Body 36, I did it on a Tesla for a coworker, and I don't have that car here. And my Mercedes is using C6 Hydro, which is a DIY detail slash C6 ceramics product, and it is a nano diamond coating. This should be compatible with that. If we don't see favorable results, then I'll try to get that Tesla and we can use it on that and see how it works. That might be a good opportunity to do that anyway. I'll talk to John and see if I can borrow it for a day. But yeah, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna see how it works. I'm gonna use multi-surface as a wheel cleaner because they don't have a dedicated wheel cleaner in the line. And then we will wash the car with Revive and then Coat Care and then use QD as a drying aid. So these wheels are pretty dirty. It's been a couple weeks since I washed them, and I've been going back and forth lately to try to let them build something up. So these are coated. They do have the Diamond Protech wheel coating on them. So, and I've actually found that that works really well. Now, like I said, this ready to use product is mixed at 4:1. They give you options from 1:1 all the way to 10:1 on the bottle. So we'll see how this works. It does smell citrusy. It is also an orange color, so that seems to be I think the vibe that they want to give you on it. And then not bad. Even on the parts I didn't really agitate. So now we're of course not getting any sort of like color changing, iron remover action, right? This isn't a wheel cleaner, doesn't have that sodium biglycolate or whatever it's called in it. This is really just an APC, but you can see, I mean, look at the foam running off of it. Look at the black. and I've said it before on camera, this wheel coating does really well. I really liked Armor's wheel coating, and then I tried this, and I like this better. So still a little bit in the barrels, but honestly really not bad with the minor amount of agitation that I did. So not bad at all. Both Revive and Coat Care, they're saying to do in a cannon like 8:1, which would be around a 1% PIR in a normal cannon, depending on what you're using. We're going to assume a 1% PIR. We're going to start off with Revive. I'm going to foam the whole car. Then they tell you to rinse this, and then you can do Coat Care over the top. That's kind of the recommended piece, and we'll do a regular bucket wash with Revive. Not Revive, Coat Care. Coat Care. So this is Revive, which is the demineralization. All right, we'll let this sit for a minute. We don't want to let it dry on the paint per the instructions, but we'll just give it a minute to do its thing, and then we'll rinse it off and we'll go over it with Coat Care, which is what this is, and we'll do a mitt wash with that. All right, so we're gonna rinse this off real quick. Seems to be starting to dry. That's This isn't going to be a high cleaning power shampoo. It's going to be an enhancing hydrophobic shampoo. And you can see the amount of water that's on this door panel here. It's like pretty minimal. There's hardly anything. The beading action that gets restored when you do this is pretty massive. But we still have a lot of dirt in a lot of these areas because we still need to do a wash. Typically, you're going to attack road grime with a alkaline wash, and you're going to attack mineralization with an acid wash. So I'm guessing that this is an acidic pH, or rather the Revive was an acidic pH. So this is the Coat Care. And this soap is supposed to contain nanodiamonds, which are supposed to help to restore the coating or build up the coating. Kind of like a ceramic shampoo on top of a ceramic coating, right? Give a little bit of extra ceramic on the ceramic. This is a little extra diamond on the diamond. Now, I don't know that I can say one way or the other definitively that I like diamonds better than or worse than ceramic. I've done both. I've had good luck with both. I will say this car has been outside for almost the entire last year. And this coating, C6 Hydro, still works incredibly well. And while I don't have the, which, like I said, C6 Hydro is a diamond coating, and while I don't have the Tesla here that I did in Diamond Protech Body 36, it is a coworker, and I do regularly see it, and it does seem to be holding up very well. So, and I know he's not doing a ton to maintain it. He's just, it's actually his wife, her daily. So I think he just periodically washes it. It is what it is. But I've seen it in the rain. It has good hydrophobic still. Seems to be doing very well. But I've also done CSL XO and gotten 2 years out of that. The Mercedes in my garage, which is, it has thick on there now, which has been on there for a year, and that's holding up very well. I want to say You know, both coating options seem to do well as long as you're, you know, taking care of the car, not going through a scratch-o-matic car wash. We'll rinse this off, dry it, see how it does. Using the Microfiber Madness Deli Pad, which is my favorite wash pad. I've talked about it before. You can get them from OG. And if you're inside the Hex, you can save 10%, get free shipping. But I do really like these. They're a great size. They work very well. And I just ordered 2 more, so now I have 5. The water behavior on this car is pretty nuts. Like there's like, I don't know, 15 droplets on that whole car. This whole door. It's like, it's something. So yeah, that worked really well. Let's try their quick detailer. So they're telling me to use this on wet surfaces. We'll hit a window with it. Normally I'd blow dry the car first, but just we'll keep some of the wet here for this. So just kind of talking out loud, the products seem to have great performance characteristics. The user experience isn't what other brands are, and let me explain what I mean by that. It's easy to use and works well, but there doesn't appear to be any sort of like scent or anything going on, which, you know, there are other drying aids and that don't have a ton of scent. The body shampoo, the Coat Care shampoo, that one actually does have a scent, but it isn't strong enough really to be noticeable. You can smell it when you're pulling it out of the bottle, but not really when you're foaming it on a car. This does work well on glass as a drying aid topper. And they do tell you to use it as a drying aid, apply it on wet panels, etc. I really like this mini goat. That's slick. That's nice. And I didn't use the detailer on this side, but I did on the front and that side. And you can definitely tell a difference between where we used the QD and where we didn't. Slickness does build quickly. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Well, let's wrap this up. All right, Diamond Protech. So, 6 products in the line. I ordered all of them. This bottle arrived damaged in my first shipment. That being said, it was in a bag in bubble wrap in a box, and it just got punctured. The bottom got a crack in it. But all of the liquid was contained in a bag, and then they sent me a replacement bottle, which was really nice of them. They didn't need to do that. The multi-surface worked reasonably well as a wheel cleaner. It's not really a dedicated wheel cleaner, so it doesn't have iron breakers and some of those other things that we would be normally using, but it did work well. Do not apply to hot surfaces. Uses a pre-wash bug remover or a leather cleaner. So yeah, I mean, I had no issues with it. I normally don't use APCs as interior cleaners. I think it dries out the products. I'd rather use a dedicated interior cleaner, just being candid. But, you know, thinking of like, what do they do? Well, Diamond Protech does coatings, right? That's their primary line. So what are they doing? They're developing products for caring of their coatings. So this is a product to remove bugs from their coatings, pre-wash for their coatings, give you something that you can use to get the heavy dirt and contamination off of their coatings. Then they've got two different options for removing mineralization. They've got a spray on and they've got a soap on, right? A foam on. The foam on worked really well. I instantly saw my hydrophobics come back on my rear doors and the front doors up into the quarter panel there. You know, that was super impressive. The coat care added some slickness and, you know, is kind of the standard shampoo, right? So this would be like the maintenance wash. This is the one that has a scent to it. It's not very strong, but it's there. It's a little bit more on the cologne side of things, but if you're not somebody who loves scents, I don't think that you'll really notice it or be annoyed by it. I ran both of those at around a 1% panel impact ratio, which would be like if you took your, you know, your MJJC foam cannon or, you know, an MTM or an Active or like a standard foam cannon, and you put about 100 mLs in it, and then you know, filled it up with water. So that's what they say on the bottle is, take a cannon that's 3/4 full of water, add 100 mLs of soap to it, and you'll be good to go. We got good foaming, we got good cling. It didn't seem to dry out too quickly, or more quickly than I would expect, given the sun and the black roof and, you know, some of the other stuff that we're dealing with here. So it seemed to work really well. Coat care left everything super hydrophobic, and then the QD went on very easily, wiped off very easily, and left everything really slick. You can definitely tell the difference between the areas that had QD and the areas that didn't have QD, but again, this one doesn't really have a scent to it. I like my QDs to have a scent, and I realized that, you know, for a long time, one of my favorites was the OG Drying Aid, which also doesn't have a scent, so that does seem a little ridiculous, but just for me personally, I would like to see, you know, if it had a scent, I would like it a little bit better. But the line worked really well. Now, it is a very specific product line, right? It is designed for people that are using Diamond Protech coatings. These are all Nano Diamond products. They're all designed to work with Nano Diamond products, and not every coating is a Nano Diamond coating. While they do list some things on here like can use on your wax, existing wax or Nano Diamond ceramic coating, or sorry, Nano Diamond coating. Nano Diamond is not ceramic. You know, these are dedicated to Nano Diamond. So I would say if you're somebody who's using Diamond Protech, or if you're using, you know, maybe C6 Hydro, not the ceramic version, but the C6 Hydro, which is the actual Nano Diamond coating, this would be a really good line to check out. They seem to work very well. Like I said, I've got C6 on this car. I would love a little bit more scent. I would love a little bit more, you know, a little bit more on the user experience side, just a slight nudge there. I will say the bottles are excellent. They've got these kind of frosted bottles for the products that can use them. Those are HDPE or PETE bottles for the multi-surface. So, you know, an alkaline product versus an acidic product attack different bottles. So they've got kind of two different styles of bottles here. I think the sprayers are nice. The sprayers are, I want to say they're Cary. I think they're Cary sprayers, C-A-R-Y sprayers, which a lot of other brands use those too. These are like what comes on Clean Toll, Built Hambler, a couple others. I've actually purchased these before from US Plastics, these sprayers. They work very well. I think a Nova car comes with them too. They're not fully adjustable, like you can't adjust spray versus stream, you can't adjust the width of the stream, but they've got like a nice ergonomic trigger. They've got a good spray, good pull, they work well. I haven't really had any of them fail. They've just been good sprayers overall. So all of the bottles come with caps on them. The caps are like the child-proof push down and turn style caps. I think that they did a nice job on that. I like the branding. I think they did a nice job on that. They do put a piece of like packing tape here to kind of hold this. This side has like all of the normal, you know, instructions and warnings and stuff like that. And when you pull the tape off, it ends up leaving some residue on the side of your bottle, so you have to use like a tar remover or something like that to pull it off. That is kind of an annoying thing as well. I'd like to see them do something slightly different there, just for people like me that are maybe a little nuts. But I don't think that most people would care. So when this comes, it has tape right here on the seam because this is like a flap that opens up. But the flap isn't, like it's not like it's falling open. So it does open up, it has all of the instructions, well, the warnings in a variety of different languages, but I'd like to see there not be any adhesive left behind by the tape. Again, these are like nitpicky things. Performance was great. These are definitely a performance-oriented product. Make them perform. Don't worry about all of the other stuff. And, you know, they're Swiss, right? A lot of Swiss products are very German in that, like, they're very serious and they work very well and they're not, well, why make it smell? It doesn't need to smell. You know what I mean? I think they worked really well. Very impressed with them. It's their first shot, their first time releasing products. A line specifically designed for nano diamond coatings, and they did very well on a nano diamond coating that isn't even theirs. So pretty happy with it. So thanks for watching today. Put a link in the description. It will be an affiliate link. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. You can just go right to Diamond Protech's website and buy directly from them. But you know, they've been good to me in the past. They've given me a couple coatings for testing out. Like I said, this line I purchased with my own money. I wouldn't hesitate to purchase this if you're trying to maintain a nano diamond coating and you're looking for something that is specifically designed for that. I think that they do really well. So thanks for watching and have a great day.